camera? No. We're recording everywhere we need to be recording right now. All right, so this is it. This is the after the verdict portion where you get to see us, you get to see how we look, you get to see how how we're living, how the setup is, so forth and so on. I thought it would be cool to have a visual aid, something, because I know a lot of people are more visual than auditory. So this is us. This is the setup. This is a temporary setup. We got a much nicer area, which is actually 100% adjacent to us, although you can't see it, but you'll probably see it soon enough. So just take my word for it that it's a little bit nicer than this, but more the same for the most part. All right, so cool. I'm gonna pull up my of course, I'm splashjordan.
I'm Wes Taylor.
You already know that. If you're here and you don't know that I'm splashjordan and this is Wes Taylor, maybe you know the voices though. Okay, so now you can finally put a face to the name.
Definitely.
I'm splashjordan. This is Wes Taylor. This is what we look like. And this is how we living. So anyway, I'm just going to jump straight into it, into our list of topics, our hot topics for the week. Right. First of all, and most of these I have no clue anything. I walked into this, I saw the topics, but I purposely didn't research them in any way, shape, or form. So tell me first about this guy confessing, over the radio.
All right, so this is video that's going crazy, going viral just on social media. There's this woman who called up on a radio station, and she was trying to get in touch with this gentleman that she went on a date with. That she claims she went on a date with. So she just wants to reconnect with the guy and see if, they can go on another date. So, they tell her, go on mute and everything. And, they ended up calling the guy because she already had her number. So, the host of the radio show called the guy and they were like, hey, we got this lady, who says she had a great time with you. And obviously you laid down the D. And she was just wondering, hey, can y'all get up for another date? And, he was like, nah, I'm really not into her. You know what I'm saying? The only reason how come I really messed with her is because, she's the mother of, this bully that I had, back in school. So pretty much I was just, gonna fuck with her. I ended up having sex with her. And, I did my D. I took pictures and everything of her. I nutted. God. Yeah, he was like, I nutted on her face and everything. And she was like, oh my God, I'm appalled. You know what I'm saying? So it was hilarious, bro. This was on radio. This was on national radio.
What radio station?
I forget what radio station it was. But they obviously bleeped like some of the words out. But either way, though, this was on a radio station. And this woman pretty much just made an ass of herself. She was really into this guy, but little did she know this guy knew who she was as the mother of this bully.
Damn.
And pretty much, this bully, I guess, harassed him all throughout, high school or whatnot. So he was like, well, the best revenge, I'm just going to pretty much just text him and say, I win. Just those two words. And then he's going to be like, what? And then he was just going to send pictures that he just took of his mom just having sex with her. And she was like, I'm going to take you to jail. You know what I'm saying? This is illegal. He was like, no, you weren't. Like, you were all for it. Like, you was face, like, frontal, like, making eye contact with the picture and the camera and everything. So, yeah, man, that's just the perfect revenge. If you have a bully out there, he's been bullying you for years, man, and just to find his mom, oh, man.
That seems a bit extreme. Like at that point, you should probably just move on in life and get over it somewhat. But I feel where he's coming from.
Right.
That's definitely some Eric Cartman level of
crazy
being, a douchebag for sure. Like that is evil. That is deep rooted evil, man. That's crazy.
Man, he was holding on to that grudge forever, boy. I tell you.
What about these brunch turn-ups?
Oh man, so last week I was at brunch. I usually I don't really go out for brunch, but on this group meet, it's called CYP, Chill Young Professionals. Pretty much we all go out, from time to time, go out to eat. And we went to Durham. We went to this spot called, I think it was Bayou or something like that, downtown.
BU Cafe?
BU Cafe, that's what it is.
I know the spot. I know the place very well.
Okay. So we went to this spot we met up like around 12:30ish around that time, and we sat down, and there was actually a group. There was actually already a DJ in there. It was more of a family-oriented type brunch, but it eventually turned into a pretty much a day party. There was a club owner that I know. He pretty much owns the club called West, and
where's that?
That's over here. That's actually like down the street from here, over here in Raleigh. It's I forget what street it's on, but it's adjacent to Glenwood over here. About the pretty much the strip where they have all the clubs and stuff like Solus and Nora.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a street over. But anywho, he's just trying to reach out to a larger demographic, and I saw some people that I knew, from the group and from past members of the group, and this DJ was just started, playing music. First, it was like the chill R&B, 90s R&B. Then it started getting into the later years, and 2000s, and then a little turn up music. You know what I'm saying? Started playing Back That Ass Up. Started playing, and then to set the whole brunch off, where I'm literally families had babies and everything. They started leaving. They played Cardi B, Bodak. Bodak Yellow.
Bodak Yellow?
Yeah, I think that's the name of the song. Yeah,
Bodak
Yellow. Yeah. So, once they played that, man, there's people standing up, just, rapping the lyrics. Really, women were standing up. I didn't see too many guys who knew the lyrics to the song, but, if you do, I'm kind of just judging you a little bit.
Why are you judging? That song is Flames.
I mean, it's Flames, but I don't know. I think the song is really built for the independent woman. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know, man.
I support the independent woman.
So are you rapping like Nicki Minaj lyrics? This all out loud?
Nicki Minaj is. I personally don't feel that she's as talented.
I don't think she's all that talented either. But
damn, that door was open.
Yeah.
Oh, when we brought the table in.
Yeah.
When we brought the table in.
It's all good, though.
Yeah, damn.
He's all good, though. He didn't seem like he was tripping, though.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he was tripping.
But yeah. I mean, the party, turned into a brunch, drinking mimosas. Those mimosas like $20, unlimited mimosas. So I was like knocking back I knocked back at least 5 of them.
You like
bro.
mimosas?
They ain't bad, man. They if it has the right champagne, they ain't using any cheap champagne. Usually I I'll mess with some mimosas, man. It's not my first drink, but if it's unlimited, why not?
Why not? If it is unlimited, why not?
Yeah.
So we got a guide to fantasy sports too.
Oh man.
So what fantasy sports?
Obviously this is football season.
Okay, so football. That's what I figured.
So if you're not boycotting, you have a fantasy sport team, and whether it's money or whether it's just for fun, there's always a guide. So pretty much this is the time where you start to do a little bit of scouting of the players that you would potentially want to pick, depending on not a lot of people know what the order is going to be in the draft pick, but this is when you start to at least put some value on the players just within the league. You start to look at stats from previous years, and you start to compare them to just what players are doing now, whether they're injured, whether they're being suspended, like Ezekiel Elliott right now for like 6 games right now. He's trying to reach that appeal. We don't really know if that appeal is going to go through yet, but who knows. But this is as far as this player. So obviously, I'm just going to give you guys a hint. If you have the first pick or whatnot, or during your first at least 3 or 4 rounds, you don't want to pick up a quarterback. I know you guys like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
It's all good and everything, but this draft is full of quarterback talent. You do not need to pick up a quarterback within the first 4 rounds. Pick up a wide receiver. Pick up a running back. Pick up somebody who's going to do well. So that's truly what you want to pick up. So players like Julio Jones, a running back like maybe David Johnson, or somebody who's going to put up numbers consistently during that week. That's who you want to pick up. So things of that nature. But I'm not going to decide who you guys truly want as just the premier player. So you guys have to choose for yourself. But keep in mind, you have injuries, you have suspensions and things of that nature. You have quarterbacks coming back from injuries. Like Tannehill, don't even know if he's even going to start. With Miami Dolphins right now, because you have Jay Cutler down there. But I would definitely look out for those sleeper picks as well. You have rookies like McCaffrey, who just joined the Carolina Panthers. You have another rookie, Fournette, down there in Jacksonville. You're a bit unsure on what he's really going to do, obviously because he's a rookie. So you have to calculate the high risk and, the rewards that go with that. So there's things of that nature. Just keep in mind that, if you are paying for a particular league, hopefully you're experienced. If this is your first time playing the fantasy league and, you're thinking about putting in money, do not do that, because you might be in for something that, is very unexpected. You don't know who you're going to be going up against as far as this talent, as far as these fantasy owners. So just keep in mind with that.
I guess speaking of impossible situations, because we were talking about fantasy football.
Right.
So speaking of like impossible, where basically you can put teams, you can draft teams or players who wouldn't normally play together are playing together.
Right.
So I guess, in that type of, similar situation, you were telling me about a pickup game.
Yeah, so there was a pickup game that LeBron, KD, Melo, J.R. Smith, and Cantor, they were in this gym. And, they were hooping. There's videos, all up on, Bleacher Report and, ESPN of these guys, playing with each other. So it was just a sight to see because, they were balling against these average Joes. Doing amazing things.
They were on the same team?
Yeah.
KD, LeBron, Melo, Cantor, and J.R. Smith.
Yeah, they were just like on the same team. I think there were some instances where some of the videos where they weren't on the same team, but still, it just looked like, pretty much like an all-star game.
Right.
But these average Joes were actually like,
of course not.
And KD just had this mean turnaround, Jay. It was just nasty. There were fadeaways. It was great just to see. And it pretty much, it shows what level of talent you have to have in order to become a superstar in the NBA. Let alone there's basketball players that always go to the aquatic center down there in Charlotte.
Right.
And these are guys that played in college. You got your Carolinas, your Dukes, your NC States, your Wake Forest, and they all just, they all know each other because they played against each other in college. But, they're going downtown to play. But when you got these, superstars, KD just came off a championship here.
Right.
So, he was hooping.
And J.R. Smith and LeBron came off of one the year before that.
Yeah, exactly. So this is great talent. Cantor is the only one who doesn't have a championship.
Well, Melo.
And Melo.
Yeah, Carmelo.
Forgot about Melo, and it still has yet to be seen if he's even going to get traded. But back to KD, though. Did you see what he said about today about going to the White House, man?
No, I didn't see anything about him going to the White House.
He says, we don't fuck with Donald Trump, pretty much. That's what he said, verbatim. He says if he's ever invited to the White House, he's not going. And kudos to him, man, because we all figured, a superstar like that, who has a lot of followers, who has a lot of admirers, and just with what's been happening in the news lately, no one should really go, visit the president, man, because he's on some wilding shit right now, man.
He's definitely
on
wilding
another level
and out of control, and just I don't know, man. It just seems like it's like what has to happen before. I don't think we're in a rock and a hard place though. If we do impeach him and Mike Pence becomes the president, then we're in for a rude awakening. We're gonna go back to like the Stone Ages.
I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Pence right now I think he was in Venezuela speaking to some people down there. That's what the conflicts happened down there. So it has yet to be seen. I don't want to say that Pence is gonna be this dictator or this rude awakening of this set us back some years. I don't know who Pence is truly as a person, but just from the rumors and what you said, it doesn't sound like it's gonna be the greatest of presidents. So this is if Trump does get impeached, does that make Pence number 46? I guess, or it doesn't. History doesn't really get erased. I guess it just goes on to the next one.
Yeah, it goes on to the next one.
Okay,
it goes on to the next one.
Just out of curiosity.
So I guess you had sent me this text about if I want to be cremated or funeral.
Yeah, man, because there's a national trend right now. Cremation is projected in 2018 to be the most popular alternative for burials.
Because it's cheap, right?
Yeah, because it's cheaper. That's pretty much it. So
you can get cremated for like a couple $100.
Yeah, not much. So in 2015, the latest figures available says that 47.9% of 2015 funerals were cremations versus 40.4% in 2010.
Damn.
So they're projecting by 2013 it might be 71.3%. Right now,
71%.
71
of people dying are going to be cremated.
Possibly.
Damn.
That's what they're predicting. So it's more of a geographical thing, because over in the West in California, the funeral group stats show that 63.4% of 2015 funerals in California were cremation, and about 58% and versus 58% in 2010. So in 2018, cremation share of funerals is estimated to grow to 66.7% and 79.8% by 2013. By 2030. But the cremation lows is it states here, and this is NBC News. It says, where do burials remain the most preferred as far as funerals? And it said Mississippi had the lowest share of cremations in 2015 at 20.9%, followed by Alabama at 25.7%, and Kentucky by 27.3%, Louisiana 23.9%. So it's more of a Southern tradition to have a funeral burial,
right?
Where you actually have the casket. And these numbers, man, like the main reason why we're having this shift is obviously because of cost, because cremation is cheaper than the burial, and the average cost of a funeral today is about $6,500, including typical $2,000 or more for the cost of the casket, and add the burial vault and the average jumps that cost around $7,700.
Damn.
So yeah, and I mean, in contrast, these cremations are probably about a third of those costs, maybe even less. So it's pretty much, you want to save money. If it's in your parents' wishes to be buried, I mean, you kind of have to go with that. Yeah. But if you ain't really got the cash, I mean,
what can you do? What can you really do?
Sorry,
I would have thought that more people were donating their bodies to science. Isn't that free?
Some people were doing that. Yeah, I believe that is free.
I thought
it shouldn't be it's donation.
Yeah,
it should be free.
I was thinking that was going to be very, very popular. I don't know. I mean, $7,700 on a funeral, that's a lot of money. I don't know.
Well, what do they do after the bodies, after they're done with science or the research? Do they have to do something with it?
They incinerate them. They probably, it's still a form of cremation, I'm sure. They probably just harvest all the usable organs for someone else, and then cremate the rest. I'm pretty sure if you opt for cremation, they probably still is an option to donate. See what type of organs are available for donation. So.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, me personally, I probably just want my body. I just want my loved ones to dig a big old hole in the backyard, just kick me over.
Something free and just.
Yeah, just kick me over, pour some liquor, smoke one,
Henny.
And just just keep it moving. If not some Henny, then some Jim Beam honey.
Hey.
Jim Beam,
have you
cut
gotten
the
your
chip.
glass yet?
I haven't, man. I haven't, dog. Like, I've been slipping, but I will. I'll get one.
I'm just gonna get it for your birthday and be like, "Happy birthday, Splash."
Oh no, I'm getting it way before my birthday. So, cause we need to end this with a toast. That's what we should do. We should we should end the after verdict with a toast. It's way more informal. So we'll start ending. Yeah, we'll do that next time. I'll have my glass and we'll end this with a toast.
Yeah.
All right. So that was episode 2 of After the Verdict.
Right.
The companion segment to it.
There we go.
We like to get in, get out. It's been a long day, and we've been running our mouth for a good little minute. So make sure you check us out. You can follow us on all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud at Verdict Podcast. You can listen to our premium podcast experience on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. All you got to do is search The Verdict. More handles to come. Of course, you're watching this on YouTube, but this will also become available on Roku, very, 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 very shortly. So tell the folks where they can get at you.
All right, so you guys can reach me, obviously, at SoundCloud, at soundcloud.com/iamwestaylor, and you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at iamwestaylor.
All right. So, You guys know what to do. Tune in next week. We're going to have more content for you, more surprises, more names. It's got a lot more in store.
Right, and remember, this is our new YouTube channel, so you can always check us out here for this additional content after the verdict, and also you can check us out on Roku as well. So, there you go.
Yep. We need a better outro than that. But